This is a relaxation recording using the clenched fist method. It will be about 15 minutes long. If you'd like to get into as comfortable a position as possible, you can do this relaxation either lying down or sitting down, however you feel most comfortable, letting your body settle, making sure your hands and your feet are supported. That's good. So as you settle down, just noticing where your body is in contact with whatever you're resting on. So perhaps you can feel a pillow or the mat behind the back of your head. Perhaps you can feel support on your shoulder blades, the back of your hips, your lower back, maybe your legs, your knees, your heels, your ankles. That's good. And just tuning into where your body is supported can help give the message to your muscles that it's time to switch over into rest mode now. The autonomic nervous system has two branches. One is the activity mode, the full-blown activity being fight or flight. And the opposite of that is called the parasympathetic nervous system, is the relaxation, rest and digest mode. So by taking some time out to choosing to relax, you can actually induce this response in your body, consciously choosing to relax. So as you're resting now, whether you're lying or sitting, I'd like you to bring your attention, your focus of attention onto your breathing, just to notice, not to change the breath necessarily, but to feel the flow of the air in and out of the body. And noticing where the body moves with the breath, where the chest and perhaps the abdomen expand, the rib cage expands with the in-breath. And then the abdomen falls again gradually with the breath as it flows out. And you can now, if you want to, you can close your eyes to focus more on the breath, or you can choose a spot to look at while you're relaxing. And now to use this tension of the muscles, this is a way of inducing relaxation. So one way you can do it is by creating tension in the hands. So if you'd like to either make your hands into fists, or if you have long nails, you can interlace the fingers instead, interlock the hands together and squeeze. So whichever method you're using, squeezing both hands now, a steady pressure. And perhaps if you've had any worry or tension or upset over the last week, you can imagine squeezing that difficult emotion into the center of the hands. And as you squeeze the fists, maybe 70% of what your maximum strength would be, a nice steady pressure. Not so as to hurt yourself, but just to feel the pressure. And notice what you can feel in your hands as you create this tension. So you can perhaps feel the skin stretched across the knuckles. You can perhaps feel the tips of the fingers pressing into the palms, the thumbs on the outside of the fingers. And you might notice a tingling sensation from the circulation, the blood flow being restricted by this tension that's in your hands. And then notice by creating this tension in the hands how that radiates and affects the arms further up. So through the wrists are probably quite locked and solid now. The muscles of the forearms are locked. The elbows may be tense. You may be able to trace the tension up through the biceps and triceps, into the shoulders, maybe even up the sides of the neck and into the jaw. And then again noticing the hands and just holding this tension for a few seconds longer now, and then we're going to let it go slowly. So I'll count from 5 down to 1 and really focus still on the sensations in your hands as I count down. So 5, 4, noticing whether you can feel heat or cold. 3, 2, and 1, and very slowly letting go. That's good. And notice the changes in the hands. Now that the fingers are open, feeling perhaps the blood flow back into the fingers, right to the tips, and letting the hands rest somewhere comfortably now as the hands relax and get back to normal. Perhaps there's a coolness in the palms now the hands are open. And letting the hands be supported. And then notice the changes up through the wrists, nice and soft now. Maybe a nicer, pleasant warmth or tingling sensation. We can trace that up through the muscles of the arms, the forearms relaxed now, the elbows released, the biceps and triceps nice and soft. Nice relaxation spreading into the shoulders, loosening, dropping down. And as muscles relax, they lengthen and soften. So the sides of the neck, as they lengthen and release the tension gradually. The shoulders naturally falling away, relaxing onto whatever you're resting on. That's good. And the jaw softening, relaxing. And as the jaw loosens, you can help that, you can encourage that to relax. You might want to have a little stretch, a little yawn of the jaw. And releasing the muscles, that's good. And you can imagine, if you like, the jawbone just hanging gently, loosely from the hinges up by the ears. And the muscles don't need to do any work now. They can be really soft and loose. And as the jaw relaxes, it may feel heavier, or sometimes you feel lightness as the muscles relax. And that can spread into the chin and into the lips, becoming nice and soft, and the mouth. And you can allow the tongue to just rest in the mouth now as the whole body relaxes more and more. That's great. And spreading that comfort up through the roof of the mouth, the soft palate, up through the back of the nose, and the sinuses dilating. That's great. And up through the eyes, all those tiny muscles, giving them permission to soften and relax now, to rest for these few minutes. Spreading that comfort up through the eyebrows, gently undoing any knots there. Smoothing out across the forehead, softening round the temples. Spreading that comfort into the scalp muscles, loosening across the top of the head, round the back of the head, round the back of the ears, loosening, down the back of the neck, between the shoulder blades, lengthening and loosening and spreading out across the top of the back, down the sides, through the chest, through the ribs, tummy muscles letting go, the waist loosening, the hips softening, releasing, maybe a sensation of the pelvis gently widening as the whole body relaxes. That's lovely. And softening around the tailbone and the lower back, all those layers of muscle spreading out as the relaxation spreads, massaging away any tension there. That's great. Spreading that comfort then down through the thigh muscles. And if you could see the muscles through a microscope, you'd see them changing, looking different, lengthening, smoothing out the fibres down to the knees, releasing, letting go around the tendons, becoming nice and loose and soft around the knees. The kneecaps just floating on the knees. That's lovely. And spreading that comfort down the shins and the calf muscles, through the ankles, softening through the heels and the arches, the soles of the feet, right up to the toes, the tips of the toes. That's lovely. And then just checking from the top of the head down through the body if the muscles are holding on to any unnecessary tension. Just imagine that flushing away now, washing away soaking away off onto the floor. That's lovely. And as the whole body relaxes more and more now, I'll just count from 1 down to 10. And with every number as I count, you can become more and more relaxed. And you can take your mind away to a peaceful place. Perhaps you might choose to go in your mind to a lovely memory of somewhere you felt really happy and relaxed before, maybe on a holiday, on a nice sunny beach, or maybe in a garden or a forest. Or maybe you'd like to imagine somewhere, a tropical island, wherever you choose. As I count, your imagination can make these images and feelings, sensations and sounds become more and more vivid with every number. So 1, perhaps if you're imagining being outside, you can see the blueness of the sky perhaps. 2, and perhaps feeling your feet on the ground wherever you are, noticing the texture. 3, deeper and deeper relaxed, letting your body drift away. 4, 5, halfway down now. 6, and you can let the sounds from here and now just fade away into the background. They're not important at the moment. As you tune your mind into your own peaceful place. 7, 8, deeper and deeper relaxed. 9, perhaps if you're imagining somewhere beside water, you can hear the sounds of the water, or maybe a breeze gently blowing through the tops of the trees. 10. That's good, and you can go for a walk or just rest, remembering all the details, or imagining all the details that you'd like to have there, designing this place specially for you to feel happy and relaxed in. Maybe there's somewhere you might like to sit or lie down and just really let your body go. Perhaps there's a lovely view. Maybe if you're looking out across water, you can see reflections in the surface or the sunlight bouncing on the surface like diamonds of light. That's lovely. And noticing where you feel really comfortable and relaxed in your body right now. Maybe your shoulders nice and loose. Maybe your hips, your legs. Knowing you can stretch out and relax a bit more whenever you feel like it. That's great. And I'm going to count now from 10 back up to 1. And if you're listening to this on a recording and you're in a place where you can rest for longer and you think that's appropriate now, you can choose to just drift off. But if you're listening to this at a time where it's appropriate to come back to activity, to waking awareness now, then you can use the numbers to gently bring you back. That's good. So 10, 9, really enjoying the comfortable places in your body. 8, 7, perhaps noticing the qualities of the sensations where the body is comfortable, maybe a very slight vibration or a sense of softness or warmth. 7, 6, 5, halfway back now. 4, having plenty of time to rest and relax. 3, and bringing back any amount of comfort you've achieved with you. 2. And when I reach 1, you can open your eyes when you're ready, feeling nice and relaxed and refreshed. And 1.